Hey, this is a review on my Amazon Kindle 3G. I've had it since October of 2010, I believe. And, back in, like, December of '09, I started hearing about the Nook and everything, and my husband, and my dad and my mom were all like, oh, you should get it, because it's, you have all these books, and you don't have anywhere to put them, and it, it sounds pretty good and everything, and I put it off and I put it off, and then my husband was the one that his stepmom told him about the Kindle, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of weird and everything, and so finally, back in, I want to say August or something of 2010, I finally looked into it, and I looked for like a month or two, and I looked up all the information about the Nook and all the information about the Kindle, and back then, I just thought the Kindle was better for me. I don't really care. I know a lot of people get upset and they say, no, 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 the Kindle's better. No, 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 the Nook's better. And for me personally, the Kindle's better. I've played with the Nook a little bit, and I just didn't really like it. So, this is it. And the one thing I will say is that I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't regret getting it at all. But this is a screensaver, and it turns on, and it's kind of being slow. But this is the book I just did a review on, My Sister's Keeper, and see this. These are the words. And the one thing I will say is everyone says that there's no glare just because this is a book, and there's no glare when you read. The only thing I will say though is that there is a little bit of a glare. See, like right there. And so that's my biggest thing is everyone keeps saying there's no glare, and there is. But I mean it's still great to read on. When I first got it, I loved it especially because I was at the time I was reading Needful Things by Stephen King, and it's downstairs right now. It's a big book. I want to say 700 pages maybe, and it's very heavy. And I was about to go on a trip to California, and it was just not fun to try to read that on the plane and everything. And also, I know a lot of people that like to travel. They will bring. People say that they bring 4 or 5 books in their suitcase, and that's great. And then it's really cool. I never did because I don't have room for that, and that's why I think this is great because you take this, and this is my case for it. It's called Spec. I got it at Target for 20 bucks, 15 bucks, and it has some stickers, Misfits, and Element, and then it has these on the back. I really like this one. And then it has this sticker which you can't really see. But yeah, it was, 15 to 20 bucks and then you open it, and it has this, which is a it's Velcro, and you pull it. Okay, well this goes in like this, and it sits in there, folds like that, and then you just open this, you turn it around, and it kind of stands. You kind of put it on a table, and you can stand, or it'll stand up, and you can read and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. I haven't really used it for that, but yeah. So my point is that you go on a trip, or even if you go to the doctor, and you may have a lot of stuff in your purse, and all you gotta do is throw this in, and if you're reading a big old huge heavy book, um, like a hardcover, it gets to be pretty heavy, and I used to hate that. I used to hate carrying around my big old hardcover that I was reading. It used to bother me so much, and so it's nice. And also if like if you're reading the book and it gets kind of boring, and you also you decide to read another book that you've had, it's all right there instead of, oh, I left it at home or whatever. And it's just, it's great. It's very convenient. I think that's the number one thing, is the convenience. And so as far as me, the reason that I chose it over the Nook was that at the time, I'm not sure now, but at the time back in June of 2009, I watched so many videos on YouTube of how the page turns. I'll show you. The page turns on the Kindle is just so much faster. Like, this is a regular page, and you just push this and it changes. And they showed the same thing with the Nook, and it just seemed like the Nook just took forever. You'd have to wait like I want to say like maybe a minute sometimes or 50 seconds, and that just got really annoying because with the pay book you don't have to do that. And so I don't know. I haven't played with sorry about that. I haven't played with the new Nook. It's called like something is just called the new Nook, but and I haven't played with the Nook color. But I heard that the Nook color gets a lot of fingerprints because it's touchscreen, and same thing with the Nook back in 2010. The bottom of it was touchscreen, you would get a lot of fingerprints, and so I don't know. That's just my opinion. I love my Kindle. Like I said, I read a lot of regular books now because I go to the library, and the Kindle um back then it didn't, but now it has a lending feature and there's all these lending sites. I'll put them in the bottom if you're interested. But you just go on there and you go, oh, I want to read um Twilight. I think I don't think Twilight's available for lending. It's only certain ones, and that's the publisher, not Amazon. But you type in Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, and it brings it up, and it'll say whether it's available to lend or not. And if it is, which it's not, but if it is, you go, lend, and it's kind of like an online library where um, you can also go on there and put all the books that you have, and then people will click on it, and they'll let you know. They go, hey, someone wants to borrow whatever book, and you go, okay, and you lend it if you want. And that book you can only lend to one person once, and it's anyone. It can be anyone with an email address. You send it to them, and they have it for 14 days. Well, they have up to 7 days to accept it in their email, and then after they accept it, they have 14 days to read it, and then it goes straight to you. And during that time, you can't read it. Like if you let someone else borrow your physical book, you can't read it at the same time. And the only bad thing is though that if you send it to like John or whatever, and he reads it and doesn't like it and sends it back, you can't send it to Sally the next day. It's only once. And I don't know if they're working on that, but that gets kind of annoying. So yeah, it's just another thing that I really liked. And you can't borrow from the library on the Kindle. I heard that that's coming out later this year, I want to say. But as of right now, you can't, which I heard that it doesn't really matter because people that have the Nook, they borrow from the library, and the wait is really, really long and everything like that. So, yeah. So that's just my opinion on the Amazon Kindle 3G. Also, um, I recommend getting the Kindle 3G. I don't know how much it is right now, but at the time I got it, it was 180, and the Kindle without 3G, which is just Wi-Fi, was 150-ish. And so I figured, oh, just get the Kindle with Wi-Fi. It's cheaper, and you don't need a 3G. But the thing I found was that first of all, we didn't have Wi-Fi, and so we had to go to like McDonald's to get Wi-Fi, and that was really annoying to download a book. And also, if you're out and about and you want to buy a book, which I don't buy books very often, so it didn't seem like a big deal. But still, like, there's also a lot of free books available on the Kindle, and so that got really annoying. I'll be out at the store, I'll be at home, and a book will become available for free, and I'll tell my husband, let's go to McDonald's, download a book, and he's like, no, and it's only free for a certain amount of time, and he'd be busy, he didn't want to go at that time, and then when we go, it wasn't free, and it's just a big hassle. And the 3G at that time was only $30 more. I don't know how much it is now. I think it's cheaper, and so it's just convenience. Again, I suggest doing that. A lot of people have said, no, I'm just going to get the Wi-Fi. And then they ended, having to return it and get the 3G anyway. So that's just my opinion. Um, yeah, and another thing, I mean, I have over 1,100 books on my Kindle, and 90% of them are free. And they're actually really interesting books, not just, crappy, like, how-to books and how to plant a tomato, plant or whatever. It's really interesting books. I've read, um, I don't know how many free books I've read, but I'd say like out of the ones that I've read, I want to say maybe 80% of them have been really, really good. And the other percent, I mean, the other 20%, if they're bad, delete that, and you paid $0 for them. And the one thing I will say that a lot of people say that the Kindle books are cheaper. Sometimes they're not, especially because I get bargain books from used bookstores. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. And as far as, I know that a lot of people don't like e-readers, and I can see why, because I love physical books. When I first got it, I loved it, and I was like, I'm not gonna read any physical books. I hate them. And then a few months ago, I started going to the library again, and I do. I love the small books. I love feeling a book. I love having them on my bookshelf. And so right now, I'm kind of caught in between. Like I said, the Kindle's 110% better for convenience, but I'm always gonna love physical books. So I don't know. It's up to you. Make your own decisions. If you want to discuss it, leave a comment and tell me how you feel. If you agree, disagree, whatever. Yeah. So that's just my review on the Kindle 3G, Amazon Kindle 3G. And let me know if you have any more questions about it, and I will talk to you later. Bye.